While I'm making this video primarily to thank the good people at Orca for getting us a cooler that we could use during the hurricane relief efforts, I also like to post this on YouTube for other people can see and even compare some of the coolers that are out there and what it means when you really need to keep things cool and fresh and support, crews of people that are doing things. So I think that that's really important. The other thing to keep in mind as we start this videos that we put together throughout this experience is that we were kind of blindsided when Hurricane Irma hit the Florida Keys. It shifted west around the last day or so after it had touched on the Cuban mountain range, and that reduced the speed a little bit, and it got a little bit smaller, but it still was quite deadly. We found the devastation to be tremendous. It was really hard. And then Florida Keys is a community that's really 3 or 4 feet above sea level, and the water rises so quickly that it really puts you in harm's way quite quickly. So there was a mandatory evacuation. Everybody had to get out. FEMA came back, and them in the Monroe County government had to keep the Keys closed for an extra week, so we weren't even able to get back to our homes. They had to call in the National Guard to protect everything best they can to make sure everybody was okay. It was really quite challenging. And so when we finally got down there, and they warned everybody who was coming back down, the Keys weren't really ready for you. There's no power, there's no water, there's no sewage, there's really nothing. There's nothing to sustain you with. There's not even medical coverage. So we had to make sure when we came back to the Keys that we were completely self-contained. It means we had to have coolers of material that we could have over multiple days, that we really needed stuff. We had a lot of people working, between 8 and 11 people working. It was 90 to 100 degrees, and we had to do this over multiple days. We went down the first day, and we were shocked just how much work had to be done. And we didn't even have enough supplies to get past the first day when we really found out the extent of what we were dealing with. So immediately we came back, and we reached out to Orca and basically requested a cooler and asked it to get it to us right away, and they delivered. They delivered in 2 days. So that was pretty phenomenal. So we took our Orca cooler down and every other cooler we had with us. But I will admit, before we went down, because we had to deal with curfews, we couldn't just go down. We had to take a break. So we went to a college football game on one tailgate before we started our next morning, where we woke up at 5 a.m. and left at 06:30 hours to head to the Keys and begin our cleanup. So I'd like to thank my friends at Orca who got us this cooler that we're using for hurricane relief efforts. We're going down in the morning. Today's Saturday. We're headed down Sunday morning. Due to the hurricane thing, what we're going to do is we have to make day trips because of the curfew. We have to actually plan our trips. We came out, we came back. So we're going to fill up this big, beautiful cooler. But as you can see, what we went ahead and did was we opened it all up and put in 40 pounds of ice, 2 20-pound bags. There's still room on the top for what we're going to do. And I think this is the 65 or 75 quart Orca. I'll get a correction on that. And we filled it up with ice, and we'll go to the game today. We'll put more Gatorade and stuff, and then what we'll do is we'll have leftover, well, I hope, leftovers for tomorrow when we go down to the Keys and start our hurricane relief efforts. So thank you for the great folks at Orca for getting the cooler to me so fast. Okay, the cooler has sat in the car for 4 hours in a hot Miami sun. It went over 100 degrees again. Let's see how it did. I'm opening it up. You'll see this just like I do. Look at all that ice. That's amazing. It's all still there. Usually this is a puddle of water, just for the record. Just for the record, we washed our hands with all the water that came out of the other cooler. As you can see, not very much in there, but it was really a good hand wash. We had to give that up, just for the record. The water, we've opened it over 40-50 times doing it. The hurricane crew chopping everything down. Big pile of stuff out there. As you can see, we're cutting everything, so we thank you.
Still working good, ice cold water.